Welcome back to Garage Waffle. So here we are back in the garage and we're waffling. This week, it literally is just a bit of waffle. Update on the mini doors. Update on a bit of where I've got with the welding at the front. And the MX5. Now, you may have seen from my short, I've put, let's build a drift car. I'm in an hour on what to do with this car. It is for sale if you are interested. If someone comes up to me, wants to buy it, right money, by all means, I will sell it. However, if not, we're looking at maybe building a drift car out of this. Now, I want to keep it road legal. It keeps the value higher and it makes you want to treat it with a bit more respect when you come to maybe taking it to an open track day, etc. I've looked at bring your own or drift what you brung at Santa Pod and October. Brilliant. Okay, Wednesday. That doesn't work for me. So maybe going to look at other events. I would like to go to somewhere like Santa Pod. They teach complete novice. I've never drifted a car in my life, not legally, not properly anyway. So I would like to go to somewhere like that, but a Wednesday in October doesn't work for me. I need a weekend or during school holidays due to my job. So that is something I would like to do, but need to get the Mazda prep for it. It's got an open diff. You can drift with an open diff, but a limited slip would be better. It's got a chrome rollover bar. I wouldn't trust it. It's going to be like tissue paper. Ideally, I'd like to find a proper roll bar for the back. If I could find a hard top, that'd be great as well. But the chrome rollover bars, the hoops, they're not great, and I don't really like the chrome anyway. But I get a big expense. I have a helmet, it's up there. Being a convertible, I would be required to wear a helmet anyway. Other things to look at, I need a second set of wheels. It's on its original 15s. Ideally, I'd maybe bump it up to some 16s and some part-worn tyres, nice and cheap. Something I don't mind if it goes wrong and I crack them, it doesn't matter. I'd like to keep the original 15s with it. I don't want to be having scaffold tube bumpers, etc. I want it, if possible, to keep it standard-ish. If I could find some nice cheap buckets and some harnesses for it, brilliant. I would absolutely do that. You know, it is a drift what you brung day. I can turn up literally as it is standard and go with that. I would like to make it a bit more comfortable and a bit easier to drift, if I can. Other factors I have to consider if taking it somewhere, I might crash it. So how am I going to get it back? So maybe going to have to look at getting it trailered there somehow. So that's a more expense again. So long-term planning is to take that car drifting and build a bit of a drift car. Short-term, I need to get some money for it. So that's the MX5. Other updates, mini doors. If you remember the last quite short video, I talked about the rust spray, rust prevention, wax oily type stuff. And I said the word seep, I don't know how many times. I don't know why I said it so much. I said it a lot, I just did. Since that video, I have purchased some fiberglass filler, resin filler, or what's it called, hole bridging filler. I went for this stuff because I know the brand. Loads of other brands out there, but this is body filler for holes, fiberglass reinforced. And the reason I did that, I didn't want to spend ages with normal soft filler. I wanted to really build up where I've welded in some fresh metal. And if I show you, I have also started rubbing it back, but you can see here that has built up the doors. Because if you remember, the patches I welded in were actually slightly below this surface. So, and as you can see, that where it's quite light is where I've just been rubbing it back with, I've got 80 grit. I don't actually have the DA, so this is literally just hand rubbing, and yeah, it's going back quite nice. What I did notice or discover, originally I didn't actually put enough of the hardener, mix enough of the hardener into the fiberglass resin, and instead of going off in, I think it's supposed to take a couple of hours, it actually took about 2 days for it to go off, but it has gone off. which is good because I sort of looked into it, and if it doesn't go off, if it remains sticky, then you've not got hardness. So if I was just to take some out of there, not mix it with resin, it would eventually go hard, but it would be brittle and crumbly. This just took long time to go off because I didn't put in quite enough hardener, but it has gone off. It's not brittle and sticky, which is why I sort of tested it. And what's going to happen there is I am going to have to invest in a DA to keep that nice and smooth and level, and maybe like a block, and then go over with like a finishing filler which will just really flatten it out. But the purpose, like I said, the purpose of this whole bridging filler was to fill up the big hole, so you're not wasting copious amounts of finishing filler. And once that's done, I'm not in any hurry, to be honest, but once that is done, then it is a case of remove the door handle and start knocking this back, ready for paint. Both sides, got this side and where you can see on the inner side. Other updates is the front of the Mini. We'll go around there now. We'll have a chat about that, what I've been doing down there. So I was going to be hopefully welding today, but other things have happened and I'm not. So let's have a quick look down the front and a chat about that. As you can see then, I've got this inner part of the wing all cut out, smoothed off all of this edge here and this one here, and this one here where all the spot welds were. And then what I've done since then, I've actually applied some primer all in here, across here, and then all that sticky brown sort of stuff, that's actually rust protection. So just wanting to make sure it doesn't rust out in there. I mean, you can see how it looks worse than it is. That is surface rust, but it does look horrible. But it's really not that bad. That bit's bad. I'm going to be changing this bit here. I'm basically going to be taking a line up here, along here, cut this bit out and replace this bit, because on my new replacement panel it doesn't actually go up that high. Now this will sit in here quite nicely, so you can see what I have to sort of deal with there and down there. That will fit on there nicely, and to ensure fitment, it's actually, you see the holes there, those are the original bolt holes. This will actually bolt in place there and down there, and that will then hold it all in line, ready to be welded on. What I will have to do is, using the old bit as a bit of a template and ensuring this fuel can isn't about when I'm welding, is actually, you can see all those holes are where the spot welds were. You see there's loads down this edge here. So yeah, actually those will be, I'll just lay it out for you. That goes on there, that goes on there. So as you can see, all this bit of metal was missing. Someone had previously cut that out. But all of those holes here will have to be sort of transferred onto here, and they will then spot weld down here. But I am going to want some down this edge to go down here, making sure not to fill in where the door bolts to it. So that's where we are there. I was going to be doing some welding today, but unfortunately time's got away from us and I can't do any welding today. So that's that update there. As you can see, these spot welds here, they just need taking back, and then with all of this, just all taken back to bare metal, putting into primer. We've already spoke about that, but don't need to speak about that now. When I do come to welding this on, I'm not going to be doing down here too much, because this part of the inner sill and the floor need replacing anyway. I don't know if you can see there's some holes in the floor there, and the inner sill is just horrible. So I'll probably weld down to about here and then leave the bottom bit ready for the new floor, new inner sill, etc. So there we have it. That was talking about the front down there. I've left the light on. So that's the front of it. Like I say, I was hoping to weld today. Didn't happen. So hopefully maybe next weekend, I'm not sure what I'm doing, I can get down there and start welding that front end in. Like I said, I won't be doing the bottom piece, not until I've emptied the car, got it up to a nice comfortable working height, and can start doing the the floor pan, the inner sill and the outer sill. Also need to do a bit of the back as well. But once I've got all of those in, I can then really tie it all together. I'm pretty sure, although I can't really see, I think I've got the same part to do on the driver's side inner wing. Again, I'll attack that the same. Cut out what I need, rather than the whole bit. Unless I need the whole bit, I might need it. I can't remember what it looks like if I haven't done it. So that's that. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Oh, while I think of it, again, skipping back to the MX5, I shall hopefully be taking that to, what we've got coming up. We've got Octane at Wheelie in June 7th. It's towards Clacton. There's an Octane show. Google it. Yeah, hopefully taking the Mazda to that, and also the Brightlingsea Classic Car Show on September 7th. I shall hopefully be taking it there as well, providing it does pass its MOT at the start of August. Hope so. If it doesn't pass its MOT for serious items, then I shall have to repair it. If it's minor things and it's a retest, then it's fine. But yeah, hopefully taking it to those two shows. So if you want to come to those, say hi, by all means do. Hello, welcome to Garage Waffle. I might do a walk round at Brightlingsea Classic Car Show, and we'll have a look at some other cars as well. Keep it interesting. But I think that covers everything for this week. Yeah. So thanks to all those new subscribers. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you haven't. I'm glad my shorts are doing so well, but you know, if you like these, let me know in the comments. Let me know where I could go with it as well. What you want to see, what you don't want to see. Remember, this is Garage Waffle, so it's mainly me waffling. Points I've noticed watching these, I can do longer with the time-lapse. There's me thinking, oh, I've done ages on time-lapse, and it's a 15-second clip when it's all back together. So I am going to try and extend those for your viewing pleasure, and we shall work on that. Anyway, thanks to everyone, and I shall see you next time.